Hi, GT teachers. I just discovered something on Echo you might find interesting. So, if you have been using the gradebook, you know that you can input points for things that are graded that actually impact the grade, or you can do points for things that you're just like marking off, like they did it, so they get 1 out of 1. Well, I've been using it for both, and um, I've been teaching my parents how to, access the grade book and check it. And I've been showing them that I want them to check the score right here, like 1 out of 1. That means the kid did it. Or I've been telling them if you see this little message icon, that means you have feedback. You need to go read what it says and respond appropriately. Or for feedback, I've been telling them how many minutes the student did. So if they were supposed to read for an hour, I'll put Monday 10 minutes, Tuesday 20. I write down, I kind of track their minutes and the feedback. But one thing that's been really uh, confusing the parents is sometimes they'll see a green check. And in their mind, green check means done. And so they're thinking the assignment's done when in actuality, that's not always the case. So I figured out that the green check can appear two different ways. So I'm going to go over those ways with you and you can decide how you want to use the green check. I think it's probably a good idea to use it when something is truly done because that's what green means to everyone. Good, go, done. So I figured out that one way the green check appears is when I, the teacher, grade the assignment. I put like a score in and I click submit. Echo thinks that I'm done grading that assignment. And so it thinks that I'm not going to go back and like regrade it later. So it views that as complete. And so it'll give it a green check. So um, I don't always necessarily agree with that because I might want to go back and regrade it later, especially if they did like more minutes of reading or something. And so here's what I'd recommend. So once you get to an assignment, so right now I'm in a fact fluency assignment, and from there I go to each student individually to grade if it's something that has like minutes. So like I'll click on this first student, and it should be loading. Okay, so I go to MobiMax, I check how many minutes Ellie has done. It told me today on the 14th she did 7 minutes. She's assigned 30 for the week, so I'm just keeping like a running record of how many minutes she's done. So um, since I want that feedback to be seen by the student and the parents, but I can't mark this assignment as complete yet because she hasn't done the full 30. Here's the balance. Okay. If I want the parent and student to see the stuff in this box, I have to click one of these three buttons up here. I can click full credit, no credit, or clear. So if I click full credit, that's not true because she hasn't done 30 minutes. So I can't do that. I could click no credit, but what that's going to do, watch, if I click no credit, um, that's going to put a 0. It's going to submit and watch. So it kicked me back to over to the next kid. So let me go back to her and we'll see what it did. So if you click full credit or no credit, Echo thinks you are done grading this assignment and it's going to give a green check because it thinks it's complete. But for me and this student, that's not true because she actually has all week to do her 30 minutes. And because I don't want to wait till Friday, I want to check it every day, that's not going to work. So I can't use full credit because it's not done. I can't use no credit because that gives her a green check. What I can do is I can click clear. So there's nothing, no 0, no 1. And then I can click submit and it should make that green check disappear. Let me try it. All right, let me go back to her and we'll check it. All right, so now that green check is gone. It's not here. It has the message icon because she has feedback and there is no score. So that's how I'm going to do it every day until Friday on Friday. If it's done fully, I'll give her full credit. If it's not done fully, I'll give her no credit. The green check will appear because it's like the week's over, the assignment's done, we're not coming back to it. Okay, so that's one way the green check can appear. It can appear because you, the teacher, graded it that way. So I would recommend using the clear button if you're going to come back and like regrade it later so they don't get that green check. But that's not the only way the green check can appear. Um, it can also appear when they've done an assignment. If you did the settings on the assignment a certain way, it can also make a green check appear. So let me go to one of my assignments and I'll show you the different settings and how you can change when the green check appears. So you have to go to your syllabus. All right, let me go to an assignment. Okay. It's loading very slowly. My computer is tired. Okay, so assignments. Let's grab something from this week. Okay, so an assignment is the most versatile activity type you will use. You can see these are all assignments. That's pretty much the one I use all the time. So I'll just go into this one. That's the same one I showed you in the gradebook, Fact Fluency 30 Minutes. Go to Edit. Okay, so we need to go in Settings, and there's a space in Settings that talks about completion, which means that green check. So here's the settings. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Okay, so where is it? Here we go. Advanced activity options. So right here, this little drop down says mark as complete. That means they get a green check when student, and you get to decide when do you want them to get that green check. So remember, the teacher, when you complete grading it, can produce a green check. Or before you even grade it, the student can produce a green check. Here's how. Do you want them to have a green check when they submit the activity, when they receive any score? So that would be either a 0 or other scores. So when I graded it just a second ago and I cleared it, that's not a score, right? It's blank. Or do you want them to get a passing score? So like this activity is only worth 1 point, right? But I could still click. I'm going to do receive passing score. And then over here on the left under advanced gradebook options, you can tell Echo what you think a passing score is. So for me, this assignment is only worth 1 point because either they did the 30 minutes and they get the point, or they didn't do 30 minutes and they don't get the point. So for me, I want them to get that green check when they get a passing score of, I'm telling it 100%. They've got to get a 1 out of 1 to get a green check. So this is the other way that they will get a green check. First way is the student can kind of earn the green check by doing what you've selected here. And again, I'm going to choose receive passing score. If you choose like receive any score, that means if they don't do it and so they get a 0, they're going to get a green check, which makes no sense because they didn't do it. So I think that's silly. So I always do passing score. And the other way a student can get a green check is if you, the teacher, grade it. You give them any score. You have completed it as far as Echo is concerned, and it's going to give them a green check. So make sure you don't put a number in until it's like the end of the week, you're ready for it to be over and never to come back to it again. Okay? If you check it throughout the week like I do, just leave it clear until they have completely finished it. When this student does 30 minutes, I will give them the green check. But until then, nope. All right, I know that was a lot of information, but I hope you understand more about that green check in the gradebook and the 2 ways, student and teacher, how the green check comes about.